Hello, good morning. This is Off the Press, where we bring you issues from the national dailies. I am Amaka Okoye. Today on Off the Press, the newspaper review, we shall begin with the Nation newspaper. And on the front page, we have 48 feared kidnapped in Katsina communities. You find that on page 5. Nigerians' shops attacked in South Africa. You find that on page 6. Yesterday, we had a story here also of a Nigerian who was attacked. And this is also another pointer on South Africa, that a Nigerian shop has been attacked. You find that on page 6. Governors kick, others hail NDDC board. Please find that on page 7 of the Nation newspaper. Federal government cuts visa fees from fees for U.S. citizens. Yesterday we had the news, if you recall, of the U.S. slamming us with more charges for visas. Now, the Minister of Interior has said this morning that that has been cut from $180 for American citizens to $150. So you find that more details on page 8 of the Nation's newspaper. COZA Pastor Fatoyinbo gets bail. You see that on page 10 of the Nation newspaper. And the big story here is, we shut Benin border over rice smuggling, says our president. He said that while attending the conference in Yokohama, Japan, and explained that that the border was shut because of rice smuggling. So please find details of that on the front page of the Nation newspaper, even though he has also said to his counterpart, Talon, that he may reconsider opening it since it's causing a lot of problem for those in Benin Republic. Here we see Showore formed anti-government pact with Kanu. Find that on page 10. He has consistently denied that, but find details of this on page 10. And EFCC swoops on fraudsters in Ibadan. You find that on page 10 as displayed on your screens here. And behind we have columnist Olatunji Olalede, Reality Bites, Woke Youth Muzzing Snooze. Please find out what this is about on the back page as displayed on your screen of the Nation newspaper. And that will be it for the Nation newspaper. We move to the Punch. Here it says Chinese firms handling $47 billion key FG's projects. You find that on page 28. Nigeria-Benin border closed to stop smuggling. Same news as we've seen from the Nation newspaper. You'll find it as displayed on your screen on page 11. Power probe, NDPHC officials detained for alleged 850 million fraud. Please find that on page 2. Iran backing El-Zazaki to Islamize Nigeria, says federal government. The federal government has alleged that he is getting support from the Iranian government to Islamize Nigeria. Please find details of that on page 8. That is talking of the Islamic movement of Nigeria leader Sheikh El-Zazaki. And down here we see Nigeria succumbs, reduces visa fees for Americans. It is now $150 as against $180 for American citizens. 4 feared killed in cultist clash in Lagos. Please find that on pages 4 and 5 of the Punch newspaper. 3 Ogun vigilantes arrested for robbery and student's death. Find that also on page 8 as displayed on your screen of the Punch newspaper. Police grill Fatoyinbo for the 3rd day. That's on page 13 of the Punch, but the Nation says he gets bail. So please grab both papers to find out details of this information. MPC members raise concerns over FG and states of debt. Find that please on page 30 as displayed on your screen there. And ICANN threatens to withdraw certificates of indicted members. That's on page 9 of the Punch newspaper. Policeman, kidnapper, gunned down in Abia shootout. Again on pages 4 and 5 of the Punch newspaper. Judge turns down Showore's application against detention order. Yeah, that happened yesterday. Please find out details of it on page 2. Big boys added to FBI fraud suspect, EFCC. Recall that EFCC says it's collaborating with the FBI to get more fraudsters to nab them. So please find details of that as displayed on your screen. And on the back page of the Punch, FBI 77 and the Nigerian shame problem. This is by columnist Abimbola Adelakun. Please find out what this is about on the back page of the Punch newspaper as displayed there. And the top right of the newspaper, Fury tips Rees to beat Joshua in Saudi Arabia. You find that on page 45 of the Punch newspaper. And that will be it for the Punch newspaper. Please grab a copy for yourself, and then we'll move to this day. Front page says EFCC collects more data on Nigerians indicted in US. EFCC has said it's collaborating with FBI to be able to get more of these internet fraudsters marrying an image abroad and even at home. So IG urges anti-graft agencies to key into Interpol's crime database. Find that on front page and continued on page 8 as displayed on your screen. And smugglers suffer huge losses as Buhari confirms Benin and Nigerian border closure. Our president has said he's done that so that our borders that are porous will be curbed. The crimes happening there will be curbed. Please find details of that on the front page of this day newspaper. President says measure is taken to curb rice smuggling, among others, so that we'll be able to consume our own local products. His counterpart, Talon, has expressed consent, and President Muhammadu Buhari has again assured him that he may reconsider opening the border soon. Now, Defense Headquarters panel indicts Army captain over Wadumi's escape. Recall that he indicted the Army during his confessions recently. Please grab a copy of this day newspaper, and you find that on the front page, continued on page 6, as displayed on your screen. And then there's a picture story here, royal visit. Delta State Governor Ifeanyi Okowa and the rest of them make a royal visit. Please find out what this is about on the front page as displayed there of this day newspaper, and we'll go behind to find a columnist again, Olusegun Adeniyi, talking of the FBI 419 list and our society. That sounds interesting. Much conversation around the FBI and the fraudsters. Please grab a copy of this day newspaper and find out details of that on the newspaper. And then we move to Vanguard. Vanguard says insecurity worsens as 3 ABU students, 4 others kidnapped. Final year law students, 4 others kidnapped along Abuja-Kaduna Expressway. That's very worrying. Find that on page 40, how Southwest curbed banditry and kidnapping as police rescue 10 women abducted in Katsina community. Delta governor's sister-in-law kidnapped. Police commissioner, Delta government deny incident. Please find out what this is about on the Vanguard newspaper on the front page as displayed on your screen right there. The 7th Tokyo International Conference, President among others attending. You see that picture story on the front page. And Iran sponsoring El-Zaki to turn Nigeria to Islamic State. The federal government is alleging so. Please grab a Vanguard newspaper on page 8 and find out what this is about. Judge declines to hear Showare's bail request. That's on page 8. That was yesterday. You find details of it on page 8 of the Vanguard newspaper. And then the FG bows to US, cuts visa charges. You know the story already. Please grab your copy of Vanguard newspaper and find out more details on that on page 14. The federal government has cut the visa charges now from 180 to 150. Hopefully the US government is going to also waive the issuance fee that Nigerians are supposed to be paying, or the reciprocity fee as it is called. Leadership crisis. Don't fraternize with YCE. Breakaway group warns Oshibajo. You find that on page 40 of the Vanguard newspaper. Nigerian police, victim or villain. See that interesting topic there on page 28 as displayed on your screen of Vanguard newspaper. You said, why, again, we see here, top right, why we shut border with Benin. President Buhari tells you why. Find out on page 8. Ramaphosa regrets killings of Nigerians in South Africa. We had the story of the young teenager still in high school who was killed yesterday, certain Mr. Obiaju. And today we heard in the news also of Nigerian shops attacked in South Africa. Ramaphosa, president of South Africa, regrets killings. We hope that there'll be more to that as opposed to just expressing regret. So here we also find $16 billion power probe. 2 government officials, 2 CEOs held over 15 billion payout. Please find out on page 9 of the Vanguard newspaper and know what this is about. And then the back page of Vanguard is the sports news. Messi's return postponed. Please, for our sports lovers, find out what this is about. Sanchez joins Inter Milan on loan. On the back page also. Barca give condition to sign Neymar. Van Dijk battles Messi, Ronaldo for crown. Please find out details of all of this interesting sports news on the back page of Vanguard Sports. And in complete sports, it will be scores on full Everton debut. Please find out what that is about. Barca agree Neymar fee with PSG. Sanchez in Milan to seal Interloan. And Seme on fire in France. Hits second brace in Ligue 1. Please find out what this is about on Complete Sports, and on the back page, again, we have the same story of Barca agree Neymar fee with PSG. Dembele key in Barca's Barca-Neymar negotiation. Zidane refusing to give up Pogba pursuit. And Sanchez loan to cost United €6 million. Please find out for yourselves what all of this sports information is. And that will be it on this solo run of the newspaper review of the press. We'll do this again tomorrow, same time, 8:30, here on Plus TV Africa. And I am Amaka Okoye, saying have a great day today.